Hi, I'm Maria. Welcome to my channel. There are two things I wanted to talk to you first before we get into today's tutorial. The first thing is I've changed the name of my channel. So for those of you who haven't noticed, it's now called the Bead Club Lounge. And I've simply done that so that it ties in with my Etsy shop, which is also called the Bead Club Lounge. And I've also changed all my social media so that it ties in with that name as well. So for those of you who have been following me on social media or want to follow me on social media, I'll put all of those links in the description box below. The second thing is I need your help with a survey that I'm doing. It's for a project that I'm working on and I need to get some information. And it's also for a class that I'm doing. It's kind of a two-in-one. A class that I'm doing with the Small Business Association. So I really need your help in filling out that survey. The link for that is also in the description box below. And there is a small reward or incentive for completing the survey, and that is a 10% off coupon code for my Etsy shop. So off any purchase in my Etsy shop, and the details of that coupon code will be in the survey as well. So please help me out with that, and I'd really appreciate it. So let's get started on today's tutorial. To get started on this project, we're going to string one size 15, one 6mm pearl, one size 15, one 4mm bicone, one size 15, one 6mm pearl, one size 15, and keep alternating pearls and bicones just like that until you have 4 pearls and 4 bicones, each with size 15s in between. So you'll start with your size 15 and we'll end with just a bicone. We're going to turn those into a circle, just leaving a short tail. We're going to go back through all of those beads . So I'm turning them into a circle and I'm reinforcing the circle at the same time. We're going back through all of these beads. When you pull everything nice and tight, that is what you have here. So you want to be exiting, this is my tail thread over here. You want to be exiting the 6mm pearl, any one of them. From here, I'm going to pick up 4 size 15 seed beads and 1 size 11, and then another 4 size 15 seed beads. So you're going to have something that looks like that. Your 4 15s, 1 11, and 4 15s. We're coming out of this pearl here. This is where we're exiting. We're going to come back around from the other side and go through that pearl again. So our beads are going to loop around our pearl, just like that. Then we're going to continue through our size 15, the 4mm bicone, the size 15, and we're going to exit the next 6mm pearl. And we're going to repeat adding our seed beads. So we have 4 size 15s, 1 size 11, and 4 size 15s. Then, once again, we're exiting our 6mm pearl. We're going to come around the other side, and we're going to go through just that 6mm pearl. and then continue through the next 15 seed bead, size 15 seed bead, bicone, 15 seed bead, and exit through our 6mm pearl. And we're going to repeat this until we get to our last 6mm pearl. Alright, I'm adding my last set of seed beads here. And after I've done that, I'm going to come back up through those last 4 seed beads I just put on there. So up through the 4 15s. And I want to exit through that size 11 in the center. I'm just going to pull that thread so everything's nice and snug. So you're going to be coming out of that center 11 in that last set of seed beads you just put on. From here, we're going to pick up one of our bicones, and we're going to go to the very next size 11 over here. Oops. So we've gone through the very next size 11, and we're just going to pull that through. And you want your seed beads to kind of sit up on top of the pearls. I'm going to pick up another 4mm, and we're going to jump across to the next loop and go through the 11 in the center. And one more time, you're going to pick up a 4mm and go through that very next size 11 seed bead. Pull nice and tight, and repeat. 1 4mm, and we're going to, let me just get my tail out of the way, go through that very last size 11 seed bead right here, and we're going to pull that nice and tight. And now we are going to reinforce that whole thing by going through each of those 4mm crystals and size 11s again. Alright, so I've just gone through my very last crystal and I'm exiting the 11 that's right after it. So I'm just going to come out of there, and you want to make sure you pull that reinforcement nice and tight. So that's what you have so far, and it's a bit loose and it might not feel right, but don't worry, we'll bring it together in a second. So what we're going to do now is we're going to continue down those next 4 size 15 seed beads directly after our size 11, just like that. And we're going to go through the size 15, sorry, the 6mm, and we're going to skip that size 15 seed bead that's in between our bicone and our pearl. So we're not going through that. We just went down those 4 size 15s, and then we're going to skip that 15 and go through our 6mm. And from here, we're going to pull that nice and tight, and we're going to just repeat our seed bead embellishment. So 4 15s and 1 size 11 and 4 15s. And we're going to go back around the other side of our 6mm and come out the other side. So just like that. And then, of course, you go through the following size 15, 4mm, and or size 15. And we're going to continue through the next 6mm. And we're going to repeat that seed bead embellishment all the way around, and then I'll come back. Okay, so I'm now adding my last seed bead embellishment on my pearl there. So from here, we're going to do exactly what we did the last time. We're going to turn around, we're coming out of our 6mm pearl, and we're going to go back up through those 4 size 15s and then exit through our size 11 in the center of our loop. So that's what we should have there. And we're going to flip this over because we're now decorating the back side of our earring here. So the hollow side. So we're going to pick up one of our bicones and we're going to skip on over to the next loop and go through that that size 11 in the center. And we're going to repeat that all the way around. Okay, so now we're going through our very last seed bead here, size 11. And we're going to pull nice and tight. And that brings all of our bicones together. And we're going to reinforce that by just going back through all of those beads again. So go through your bicones and your 11s in the center. And now that we've reinforced that, we just want to make our way to one of our 6mm pearls. So I'm just going to continue around one more time, exiting our 11. And then I'm going to continue down the next 4 size 15 seed beads. There we go. I'm missing one. Let's go through that last one here. Yep. And we're going to turn and go through the 6mm pearl. Make sure it's just that 6mm pearl. And then we are going to pick up 6 of our size 15 seed beads because we're going to add our earring clasp now. Earring clasp. Earring loop. Earring hook. Oh my goodness. So we've just got 6 of our seed beads followed by 1 size 11. And slide those down. I'm going to get my earring hook and I'm going to go through the loop. I've just got a jump ring attached to mine because that's what I like. It gives it a little bit more freedom and swing, but you don't have to use a jump ring if you don't want. Just going to go through that loop there. And I'm going to go back through my size 11 and pull that nice and tight. And then I'm going to pick up 6 size 15s. And I'm going to go through my 6mm pearl from the opposite side. So I am coming out of this side, my seed beads, and I'm going through the opposite side. And that will attach my earring hook on to my beads, my beadwork. And you just reinforce that, tie off the threads and the tail thread, don't forget about that, and we're going to cut those off and you will be all done. I've got my pair of earrings all done and I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you're new here. Don't forget about that survey that I mentioned at the very beginning of this video. Please help me out and complete it, and you will get that coupon code to my Etsy shop, the Bead Club Lounge. Have a great day.